I feel like entrepreneurship in this country should be easier. Why is it so hard?
People forget that we were a closed economy for a long time during the days of sanctions. That only really came to an end in kind of the mid-90s. The business culture that emerges when you're a closed economy is very different, right? So kind of all industry players now need to sit around the table. They need to organize themselves. The role of regulation is to kind of to protect an industry and the players in it versus fostering competition, even just protecting consumers. So just the leanings are on protecting business. If you're all sitting around the table and that just becomes how things are done, who's to say that just stops because, I don't know, we have an election, right? There is an orientation in South Africa towards incumbency, towards keeping things the same. People almost revere in it. In that context, you have an ecosystem around that, right? Even down to who's employing you and where you earn and the like. And that also means that you kind of don't have an incentive around these skills going out and starting something. And then also part of that concentration is just capital, right? So we have these exchange controls also from the days of sanctions. So kind of need permission to send or receive $100 out of the country, which is not normal. And then we don't have incentives to attract highly skilled people to the country, even though they want to move here. So if you look at all these dimensions, so the nature of competition and the structure of industries and incumbency and oligopoly, the exchange controls and concentration of capital, and is money allowed to flow freely to good ideas? And then the skills piece related both to immigration and the incentives for people to leave these large companies and go do things. This all just keeps everything very static. And you're seeing that in our growth numbers, right? We've barely been growing for the last decade. And there's been a predominant view that it's primarily a governance issue. And of course it is. We do have governance issues. But in my opinion, I think it's more structural than that in terms of the way the economy operates. And I just don't believe we're operating in a fully market-driven system. It's partially market-driven and very organized. This kind of starves entrepreneurship and, the flowing of skills and capital to new ideas. It's all very circular, and this needs to be broken.